Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week and you've had a good start to your weekend as well. You might notice something different about me tonight on the live stream. Look what arrived today. It is my new leather jacket and I do have two leather jackets. This is one of two and I'm not sure whether I'll be wearing the other one at any point on a live stream, but I thought I would wear it anyway so you guys could see it. And it's because my other leather jacket that kind of looked like this but wasn't as good as this one, it fell apart. And I mean, it literally fell apart. On the bottom of my wardrobe there are bits of probably plastic. It wasn't even a proper leather jacket. And the other leather jacket I'll have to wear on another live stream, like I said. But anyway, hello guys, let me get you all up on screen. I'm not sure how long I'll wear this jacket for, whether it'll be the whole live stream or not. Fortunately, in the UK, because it's cold and a little bit rainy, it means that it's fine to wear a leather jacket indoors because it's not particularly warm anyway. So I will keep on wearing it for as long as is necessary. I don't know how long you guys want me to wear it for, but if not, I will change back into my hoodie just for a little bit more comfort, because these things do kind of poke into your chin, especially if you're trying to concentrate on doing things on a live stream. But anyway, this is the new leather jacket, which I might well wear to the premiere that I'm going to next month. It's probably only a couple of weeks away now, but I might wear this one or the other jacket, which I'll wear at another point. Maybe I can wear it next week and we can get a bit of feedback as to which one I should wear. But this one is very comfortable and I think it's a good fit as well. But anyway, let me get you guys up on screen and see who's in the live chat room tonight. And I'm just going to move that down so that we can see your names. We have Frank, Samantha, Mary, Hank, Hopeless, Pam, Billy, Bev, Oldtimer, Jennifer, Mrs. Duth 1943, Laurie and Lauren, and Karen's in there, Sherry, Jennifer again, Lisa, and Neil moderating. Hello everybody in there. Huge shout out to the moderators. You'll see Neil in there, you'll see Laurie in there, and Carla. And you should be able to see Susan and Dennis going through literally on cue at the bottom of the live chat room there. They were the new additions to the moderators in the last live stream. So hello to Susan and Dennis moderating tonight. So let's get everything else up on screen. Amazingly, the likeometer didn't move when we started the live stream, which is rare. Usually it jumps all over the place, so we can't even see how many likes we are up to. But what we're aiming for tonight is 315. That's our pick roulette likes goal, and we're currently at 123. So we're looking for a few more thumbs up in order to get ourselves closer to the pick roulette likes goal, in order to have a pick roulette next week. But we are going to be having a pick roulette tonight as well, so stay tuned for that one. And the last stream that we had on Tuesday was a bit of a weird one because just strange things were happening. We landed on a t-shirt twice and we've never landed on a t-shirt before, so it means that we're going to be having a t-shirt spin next Tuesday, or in, 3 days time, because we landed on one twice and we had one spin last Tuesday. So anyway, if you're not tuning into the Tuesday live streams and you want to double your chances of winning not only a t-shirt but a signed pick as well, then tune in on Tuesdays, because we'll be giving away a t-shirt and a pick. And Carla won the pick, and Carla organizes everything for the live streams, so congratulations to Carla. And it's just something really strange that happened. A couple of t-shirts and then Carla winning, and Carla organizes everything. And it's impossible for Carla to fix it because she sends me the pick roulette wheel and then I shuffle it 5 times and I'm in charge of spinning it and everything. So it was totally random, as it always is, but Carla was the last winner. So anyway, hello everybody in that live chat room. Let me get everybody up on screen, including my patrons, because they make this all possible in the first place. And I can see the top, I suppose we can have another 194,000 subscriber stream celebration, because that's what we were doing on Tuesday, and the software froze the last time that we did a live stream. So it means that it's frozen that to the screen, which is okay because the live stream's still working, but maybe I'll edit that. I think it's something like 194,000 600. It's something like that at the moment on the subscriber count. So I'm not sure whether I could update this to say something like 194.6 thousand subscriber stream celebration. I'm gonna have a scroll down, and I'm hoping that, I mean, fingers crossed, the software tonight so far has been okay. So let me see if I can edit this. 0.6. So we're having a very precise celebration tonight. 194.6 thousand subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing and joining me on these live streams. It is massively appreciated, and it helps the live streams to grow and get out there a little bit more in the future. Something that I was thinking about just before going live was the possibility, or somehow maybe, I don't know if it's possible with my software, but to live stream and do these live streams to YouTube, Facebook and Instagram instantaneously or simultaneously, whatever the right word is, probably simultaneously, so that everybody can see it on the different platforms. Because I know that I don't really use Instagram, and I don't really use Facebook apart from just answering messages over there that I get on a daily basis. So I thought it might be good to try and do that if it's possible. Obviously I haven't got time to re-upload the live streams to the other sites, but if I could do it simultaneously through the software that I use, then that would be good. But that's something that I'm going to have to work out and maybe spend a bit of time trying to suss out the options on the software that I use and just hope that it all works. It seems to be at the moment. But anyway, let me get the donations tab up on screen so you guys know the lay of the land with the donations for YouTube through the Super Chat donations window. It's a 35 to 45% cut that goes to YouTube, and through PayPal, it's 3 to 5%. So you can now be informed as to where the money goes, what the percentages are, and there is a link in the description below for the PayPal side of things, and also for the merchandise side. If you want to head over to spring.com, then you can check out any of the merchandise, such as the hoodie and the t-shirts, which I'm modeling at the moment. Not really modeling, but it's underneath the leather jacket. Modeling the leather jacket really tonight. We've got mugs as well, and talking of mugs, there was, I'm not calling Orlando a mug, but that's something that we say in the UK. I think for somebody who is easily fooled or something, that might be the correct definition of it, but I'm not sure. But anyway, Orlando donated $2 before we started the live stream, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message was, work on my day off, will keep from the live stream. So looks like Orlando's going to be missing the live stream tonight because he's working on his day off. Unbelievable. But the reason that I said a mug was because of this particular mug here, which is the Wings of Pegasus Saturday live stream mug. I have the white one on Tuesdays, but anyway, if you want to pick yourselves up a mug, then you can do. Just head to the link in the description below, or it should be in the tray underneath this whole video. There'll be a tray of different merchandise things that you can buy, including the mug, so you can scroll through those and click wherever you want to go. So thank you, Orlando, for that. We always plug the mug when Orlando donates early on in the live streams. Paul has also donated $5 as well, so thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, let's enjoy this happy place, spike the likes, and thank you to the moderators. So thank you for that, Paul. Great idea there. Hit that thumbs up if you do get a chance. That would be much appreciated. And let's have a little look. 175. We did get a spike of the likes. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. 315 is our target for tonight. And there was another donation that's come in on PayPal, but let me just quickly get through the Super Chat donations because Orlando donated again $2. Thank you again, Orlando. And the message was, just thought I would stop and say hello. So thank you for that. Just popped in live. I think Orlando's going to be part of that catch-up crew later on. If you are part of that catch-up crew and you're watching this in the future, hello to you. And you can still hit that thumbs up. It all helps to get the channel out there a little bit more, and for these live streams to get out there as well. And Mike has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Mike. And I think he's mentioning something that's been certainly in the news here in the UK, but probably more in the news over in the USA, because it's the rest in peace Helena Hutchins, Brandon Lee and Terry Kath killed by empty guns and blank cartridges. Be careful. So thank you for that, Mike. And it is something that I've spoken about in the past. Here in the UK, we don't have guns, so it's very much knives, I should say, that are the problem, or at least the weapon that people have to use in order to try and injure other people. So yeah, we have just knife crime in London, and it's not really gun crime. It's very rare. The only time I've ever seen a gun, like a real gun, in real life is on the police, and that's at the airport. They'll have them kind of hanging down by their side, and it's more like an MP5 kind of gun, which I know I know a lot of guns from computer games. That's the only way that I know what an AK-47 is and an M16. And yeah, the MP5, it seemed like, or maybe an M16, it might have been something like that, but it was like a proper gun, one of the ones that you support with your left hand, and then you have it pressed up against your shoulder, that kind of thing. Not a shotgun, but that's the only time that I've seen a real gun, is when the police walk around with them here in the airports. But other than that, yeah, we can't. I think maybe some criminal people can get their hands on guns, but it's certainly rare here in the UK. So hearing about guns over in the USA and people dying from being shot, and multiple people dying from being shot, again, here in the UK, because you can only get knives, I think you can't just open fire on multiple people at once. Once somebody is being attacked, there have been cases. There was a case here in the UK where a terrorist was kind of rugby tackled because he injured somebody, and everyone else jumped on him and got the knife off him, and then that was the end of it, because that's as far as he could get with that knife. And yeah, I mean, it is rare to have anything related to guns in this country, but yeah, I'm sure that unfortunately, if people are hell-bent on being terrorists and that kind of thing, they find a way to do it. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Mike. The only thing that I can say about that is something that Donal, who's a friend of the channel here, Donal Logue, who's an actor, and he's been in the acting game for, I don't know, like maybe 40 years, something like that. And he did a post on Instagram where he just said that throughout his acting career, he's never been aware of ever having live ammo on set, or something that could potentially go wrong like it did. So he said it is very rare that he even experienced anything like that in his career. And the fact that there are now prop guns that even make a muzzle flash, they've got something in them, just to make sure that they don't have to use real guns on set. So I think it's just from here over in the UK, I think the reports are probably not as in-depth as the USA, but it sounds like just a tragic accident, and there will definitely be an extensive investigation as to what actually happened, because like Donal says in his post, it's so almost unbelievable that it has happened in the first place. But anyway, thank you for that, Mike. And yes, certainly if you are over in the USA and people that have guns, make sure you're very, very careful with them. But anyway, thank you for the donations very early on. And moving on, we have had a donation from Vince over in the PayPal window, so thank you for that, Vince. I'm just going to get that up on screen because Vince is saying he's donated £10. Thank you for that. And is saying, Phil and Wingers, I'm at my 50th high school reunion tonight, but there will be an after party in the Facebook Wings of Pegasus supporters group. Have fun. So thank you for that. And this is something that has always been going on, the after party after these live streams over on Facebook. And I used to mention them on the live streams, but we're going to mention it again. If you are part of that group over on Facebook, you can join in with the after party that happens immediately after these live streams, and they do happen after every live stream. So By the way, if you haven't joined that group, just type in Wings of Pegasus Supporters Group over on Facebook and you can join that group. That's where a lot of the gang and the crew from the live chat room hang out between the live streams. So head over there, join in with the group, and then you can join that after party with a lot of the people in the live chat room here tonight. And just some of those people, we have Francis and Freebird Rocker, Jennifer, Sandy, Mix in there as well, and Lucy and Billy going through, and Laura's in the house there, Motown Girl 22, and Yarn. All of these cool people. Just pop in to that Facebook, well, it's kind of a chat room. It's going to be an after party, and it's just the Facebook version of that on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group. So thank you for that, Vince, and for just highlighting that that does happen after the live streams. And I hope Vince has a fantastic reunion, and it's the 50th high school reunion tonight. So I'm assuming that is 50 years, and I've never had a school reunion yet, or a university one. I'm not sure many people would recognise me. I'd have to keep on explaining who I was because of my hair and how I look now, because obviously I didn't look like this when I was at school or at university or at college even. So let me just scroll up, because there has been another donation that has come in from Steve. So thank you for this, Steve. And it is a £5 donation. So thank you for that. And the message is, how do you decide what key to use when you write a song? What is your favourite key to play in? So thank you for that, Steve. And I mean, this really depends, because generally when you've got an idea for a song, or when I've got an idea for a song and a melody, I want it to be in my range, first of all, so that'll determine the key. And generally, I'd say most of my songs tend to lean towards E flat as the key, because that means that my high notes in the chorus are probably going to be, well, maybe a B flat if I am kind of pushing it up there a bit. If not, then it's going to be probably maybe an A flat, G, G flat, around that kind of area. So we're talking about on your high E string. If you're detuned, it makes it a lot easier, because it means then your G flat is going to be on your G, where your G normally is on your 3rd fret, or your A on your 5th fret. So it means that it's going to be slightly easier to find if you detune your guitar, but obviously it's going to be a semitone lower than that if you're in standard tuning. But yeah, generally it's going to be that B flat at the top is where I hit my high note. And that B flat means, I mean, that's only 2 notes off. It's only kind of a tone away from the male tenor high C. So I do tend to kind of push it up there a little bit. If we're then talking about backing vocals, that's where I'd then have to get even higher than that and probably go to high C and above. But just hitting some backing vocals tends to be okay. But maintaining that kind of pitch up there doesn't really work too well for me. I'd say that my comfortable range is probably around E4. So I tend to kind of push it in choruses and try and push the notes up a little bit in chest voice, just to make it sound a little bit better and a little bit more excitable and a more excited sound in the choruses, rather than keeping it too comfortable in that range. But that's what I tend to make my songs in, especially the riffs, E flat. I'm just trying to think whether I've got other songs in other keys. Maybe D flat. I'm trying to think what Running Blind might have been in D flat, so that might have been a change. And I'm trying to think what Art Not Commerce might be in D flat as well. So anyway, E flat to D flat is where I tend to put my songs, and this really just to do with the overall sound of a riff, but also vocally. I don't want to be writing something that's too low so that my voice sounds a bit weird, because it's just uncomfortably low for me, and exactly the same, I don't want to have it uncomfortably high for me. So that's something that I definitely take into consideration when writing in a song and writing in a particular key. And I think that is something that you have to take into consideration when you do covers as well. You want to make sure that when you cover a particular song, that you're not trying to hit notes that are too high and not trying to hit notes that are too low, and it's just something that is relatively comfortable for you. You might have to just push the boundaries of your voice a little bit, because sometimes totally changing the key of a song doesn't work particularly well. So you want to make sure that you don't go mad with it, and it still sounds all right in the end. But anyway, Steve, thank you for that donation. And just scrolling up, because Carla has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Carla. And the message is, if you were touring, what would be your dream venue and location you would want to play? Also, what's the best location in or around London to see a concert? Any size? Thanks, with a thumbs up. So thank you for that, Carla. And if I was touring a dream venue, I don't know, it's probably quite difficult. I'd say that Wembley Arena is probably the dream venue, just because it's quite close to me as well. So it means I wouldn't have to travel very far. Also the O2 Arena, but that's something that again is quite close, so I'm being a little bit lazy there. But I have performed at Wembley Arena, and I've performed at the O2 in London as well. So I have been quite lucky with that in the past. And I'm trying to think of good venues to go and watch live music. It's really difficult, because the difference between watching original music from independent bands who are unsigned is totally different to then watching a band who's well known. There's an absolute chasm between independent bands and bands that are signed, because bands that are signed will be playing Wembley Arena and at the O2. They'll be playing like the Grand in London, if you know that, which is also another venue that I've been fortunate enough to play at. But they are big venues. They're a capacity of thousands, thousands plus, probably about 3,000 to 5,000. And another one is the Hammersmith Apollo, if you guys know that. That's where I went to see, or got invited along to see Blue Oyster Cult, and that was because of Buck Dharma, who invited me down there. But that's a cool venue as well. That's multiple thousands. So I think a lot of independent bands don't get to play at those kind of venues. I've just been very lucky with what I've been able to do with my particular musical journey, and playing at venues and playing showcases for record labels. That's what the Grand was. So I've managed to play at these very well, the Indigo 2 as well is another venue that's a really cool venue to play. Again, multiple thousands that you can get in there. But in terms of independent bands, some of the, well, actually all of the live venues in Maidenhead, where I live, have now shut down. So when I used to gig, you'd have maybe 3 or 4 venues that you could play at in Maidenhead, but now they're no longer. One of them's actually been turned into a car park, so unless you want to play in the middle of a car park, you physically can't play there anymore. In London, Camden Rock was an okay venue, really small though. Locally here, you got the Cellar Bar, which is Bracknell, and that was one of those very first gigs. I think that was probably one of the first gigs that I played with Panic Attack back in the day. So we're talking about over 15 years ago now. And thinking about just local venues, what you'll find is that nobody's going out to watch independent bands. So if you said to me, what was a great where's a great place to find great independent bands? I'd say nowhere, because they don't exist, because independent bands, unsigned bands like myself, have to pay to play, and it's expensive. It's probably about between £250 to £350 to play at a half decent venue. So you won't be able to get out there and see loads of great unsigned bands. You'll have to go and see signed bands, and those bands are already playing at big venues. So there's a massive gap between those two, and I would love it if the industry just started to make things a little bit more even, where you didn't have to pay as an original band and an unsigned band to play at a particular venue. But at the moment, it's all about the money. So the promoters that put on the gigs, they're the ones that sell you the tickets in order to sell yourself. So you give them like £250 to £350. So they've got that money in their hand. You then go away and sell £250 to £350 worth of tickets, and you give that money back to them. So it means that they've now got the £350 from you, and all you've ever done is break even because you've got that £350, but you've given away £350, and then you don't get paid for the gig. So you're making zero, and they're making £350 minimum, not including the people that might come in on the night paying £6 a ticket, or the drinks that they're taking a percentage off behind the bar with the venue. So it's totally lopsided to the venues and the promoters' pockets, and that's why there's that massive gap between unsigned bands and signed bands, and bands that are on major labels as well. So it's a sad state of affairs, but this is why it's all about being independent and getting online, making sure that you own your publishing rights, and just getting your music out there as much as you can on the internet, because there's a totally unrestricted audience that you can put yourself in front of, and you don't have to pay to do it. You can just set up a website, even set up a Facebook profile, a YouTube channel. A YouTube channel is free. You can just do it and start to reach people without having to be charged for it and making no money for putting on a gig yourself. And this is why anything in the future, I'm pretty sure that I will be heavily involved with organising the particular gig, and any shows that I would play in the future would be organised at least jointly by myself to make sure that bands are getting paid and everything is as it should be, with the people that are playing are getting paid. And that's exactly what people want as fans of the band. They want their £6 to go to the band, because that's why they're going to the venue, to watch the band. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if they could even take their own drinks, but they're there to watch the band and be entertained by these bands. So it's something that in the future, if there was a gig where I was on the bill with other bands, I'd be heavily involved with making sure that not only bands are getting paid, but the bands are good bands. Because that's the other thing about unsigned gigs, is it's totally unvetted, and you can get bands that have no real experience and they don't make a very good sound live. They might not even know how to play live properly, and they will empty a venue. If you had maybe 10 or 15 people in there, they will be gone by the time it's your time to kind of headline the gig, which unfortunately we did quite a lot, which meant that we were playing to maybe 2 or 3 people because the support bands weren't monitored in any way before they played. So it was just really bad, and more often than not there's lots of swearing, and just alienate the crowd who might be there just for a night out to see some good bands, but end up just getting lots of swear words thrown in their face, and they thought, right, well, we're not going to take this kind of abuse. So yeah, they leave the venue, and then we come on at 9 or 10 at night and there's nobody left, unfortunately. So that is the life of an unsigned band and artist. But anyway, thank you for that, Carla, and for the donation as well. I'm just going to scroll up because there has been another one in there. Linda has donated £20 and 85 pence. So thank you for that, Linda. And it is a straight up donation there without a message. And Sandra has donated £13 and 90 pence as well. Thank you for that, Sandra. And thank you guys for all of these very kind donations early on. And just to mention, I thought I read something. I don't know where it was, but I'm sure there was a message about me playing drums or something. I don't know whether that's disappeared, but it was something like, have I ever... I don't know where I saw this, but it was something like, have I ever had to play drums or play something where the intro is like a thunderstorm or something along those lines? So to answer that, I think it might have been Ginny, but I don't know where that message has gone. To answer that message, no, I've never had to play drums with a track that started with sound effects, but when I play live, I'm playing guitar and I'm singing, so it means that I get a drummer to do the drums for me. And I've only ever been playing guitar and singing when we've had a backing track that has thunder claps on it, if that's what you call it, like the sound of thunder and lightning and all that kind of crashing going on. So that's all on a backing track. So what we did is give that to the sound guy at the venue. And this, interestingly, happened at the Grand, which is a venue that I just mentioned in Carla's question there. But the sound guy played the backing track, which we had a custom bit of strings that, got a bit of the mood going, thunder and lightning, rain, all that kind of stuff, because we had all the lights turned down in the venue so that the audience was in total darkness. We had this atmosphere building, and then we just started in with our first song where all the lights came on to get that drama, but the guy at the sound desk put it on repeat. So it meant that as soon as our intro had finished and you had all the lightning and stuff, we then started playing and the intro started up again. So now we got all the lightning going while we were playing. So yeah, that didn't work particularly well and is absolutely typical. That's when you put these kind of things in the hands of the sound guy, you've got to just trust that he knows what he's doing. But unfortunately, he put it on repeat. And then I think some people at the back of the venue were trying to say to him that we can still hear the backing track at the same time as the playing on stage. So he did stop it eventually. But anyway, so that was the answer to that. I think that was Ginny. But anyway, thank you for that. I think it was a donation that has disappeared. But thank you for that. Anyway, and let me just jump into the PayPal window as well, because Marge has donated £1.39. Thank you for that, Marge. And the message is, do all bands have to pay to play at venues, even famous? So thank you for that, Marge. And technically, yes. So, for example, playing at, let me try and think of a venue here. Playing at the Grand, because I've just mentioned that a couple of times, to rent out, every band is effectively renting the venue. So that's exactly what a record label does. So when they've signed a band, they rent out a particular venue. Say it's at the Grand, the Clapham Grand it's called. It's at Clapham Junction, if you know where that is in London. They rent out the venue for, I think it's around £1,000. It might be a little bit more than that now, but it's a flat fee that covers everything, even the sound guys that they can put in for that. Generally, a record label will tend to take their own sound guys, or if they've got a long relationship with the venue, then they know that it's a regular place that they go on tour and they use the same sound guys and they just get a relationship with the venue. But they pay effectively to rent that venue for that one night. So if somebody's doing 2 or 3 nights in a tour, they have rented that venue for 3 or 4 nights. So it'll be 4 or 5 grand to rent that venue, and the record label pays that amount of money, and then the record label then sell the tickets. And it might be the case that they have an agreement with the venue that they're playing in to give a particular percentage to the venue. It's all down to the record label and the venue and what they sort out with each other, but they do have to pay. And obviously, if you're getting thousands of people in, especially nowadays with the crazy ticket prices of like having the minimum being 40 or 50 quid, if you're talking about thousands of people paying, 50 quid, for example, then you're talking about £50,000 if you can get 1,000 people in. And generally, you'll get 3,000 to 5,000 in that particular venue. So I'm not very good at maths, but you're talking about maybe £250,000 for one night. So you start to see the amount of money that can be made and is made by record labels, considering that they're not giving that money to their artists. That is for the record label, because they organise the tours. They take all the money from the tickets. The only money that the bands are getting paid is maybe at the end of their term, their 3-year record contract, and then they get a lump sum at the end of that, and they just have their expenses paid. So yeah, all of this money doesn't go in the artist's pocket. The only money they might get, if they still have the percentages of their publishing, which again, record labels like you to sign over all of your publishing rights. But if you've managed to maintain a percentage, so say that you've written a song and you still own 5% of that, you might get the 5% performance royalty for your performances that you do at those venues, and you might be able to get that back from the Performing Rights Society here in the UK. That's the company that does it all, so you might be able to get that back, but it takes a year or 6 months in order for you to get those performance royalties through. So you have to wait a long time for it, and that's if you still own your publishing and you haven't signed it over to the record label, which is rare. Record labels do tend to take everything nowadays. Everyone signs on the dotted line, not realizing that you're signing away everything to the record label, and it is a very risky business, especially then when you get dropped after a year and they're playing your songs on the radio for the next 5 years. You're not making any money. They then release albums that might have your song on it that are just like the greatest hits albums. They're always releasing these year after year after year for artists where they own the publishing. So the artist isn't making money every time their song is released. So they just have to sit there, probably working at their job that they've had to get, whatever it might be, in a music shop or whatever. Maybe they're teaching and they're hearing their song on the radio and they're not getting paid for it. And sadly, that is the case. And that was and is the case with Frank Marino, who I've interviewed on the channel, with Mahogany Rush. If you don't know who Frank is, he doesn't own the rights. He has to pay the publishing company to play his own songs at his own gigs because he doesn't own his songs. Because when he signed his record contract, he just signed it all over, not really realizing what it meant. So even now, I mean, it is crazy that we're talking, 40, 50 years later, he still doesn't own the rights to his songs, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what happens. Every time he hears his song, he knows he's not making any money from that. And to play his own songs, he has to pay to play his own songs. It's crazy, but that gives you an idea of what a record label just does, but what a record contract includes. So you really need to be having your eyes open if you are signing anything. That's all I can say. That's why I am staying independent and keeping the rights to my own publishing. But anyway, thank you for that, Marge. So yes, short answer, yes. I could have just answered yes, but I thought that I would explain it. Thank you, Karen, as well, who has donated £3.48. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, thanks for listening to various wrestlers' theme songs, including The Ultimate Warrior, your favourite, Legion of Doom, Bret Hart, my favourite. You confirmed something I believe, that music can add to the excitement. Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And this is something that Karen sent me. Was it an email or maybe a message on Facebook or Patreon? I can't remember, but there were links to the various wrestlers' themes, because I said on a live stream before that I used to watch WWF wrestling. I think it's WWE now. I'm not really up to speed with it, but yeah, my era was Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, all those kind of guys. And there were some of the entrances that were very good. And whenever I hear Ultimate Warrior's theme, I just see him sprinting. He always used to just leg it into, I mean, it's a great entrance. He also had a classic 80s hair, which was great as well. I think I've modelled my look a little bit on Ultimate Warrior from WWF. But yeah, he just used to bolt into that wrestling ring and just slide under that bottom. I think on the ropes in wrestling, they could touch it, and that meant that they had to stop doing whatever they had. Like, they would get them in like a submission hold, and if you made it to the ropes, if you touched it, then they had to let go. So, but it was all, yeah, very entertaining, very good stuff. But yeah, some of the cool. I think I started watching The Undertaker's first. This is the thing, once you start watching these videos, YouTube then just throws up lots of other videos that are WWF, and it was The Undertaker's first match, and then I watched that. I just ended up watching that one because The Undertaker was another one of those that was a big wrestler and one of the main ones when I was watching it. So I think I was towards maybe the end of Hulk Hogan, but maybe towards the beginning of The Undertaker. But yeah, I even had the little action figures, WWF, with the ring. So it had like elastic as the strings, and I had Jake the Snake Roberts. I think I got Legion of Doom off or from one of my friends at school. We did a swap, and I might have swapped. No, I don't think I swapped Jake the Snake, because he actually had a snake. That was part of his character. I think I definitely had Ultimate Warrior, because he had action arms that went up in the air and then you flip them down, and he could kind of do a body slam. And I think some of the characters had movable parts so that they did whatever their move was. So yeah, anyway, happy days. Me playing with WWF wrestlers, but also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what I was into as a kid. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And maybe a lot of you guys aren't into wrestling or WWF, but I certainly was as a kid. Like I said, I probably stopped watching when I was about 13, so I haven't really kept up with it. But I obviously know like Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, because he is The Rock. And I used to play computer games with some of my mates at college, and one of those was WWF. I'm not sure if it's WWE by then, but they used to have, I think they still have computer games, which my first ever wrestling game was on my Game Boy, my Nintendo Game Boy, which was, I think, WWF Superstars, which was the second game, and the first one was just called WWF Wrestling, I think. But I always wanted the first game, which I think my friend had, but I never got. But then the second one I think was a little bit better anyway. That was called WWF Superstars. Anyway, thank you, Karen, for that. And just talking about wrestling. Anyway, I've just realised I've been talking for almost 45 minutes. So let's move things on swiftly. Jill has donated £6.95. Thank you for that. And the message is, hello Phil, has Jojo ever found the time to play her drums that she got for her birthday? And I do not know. My nephews are just seriously into soccer at the moment, so I'm not sure. Maybe she gets a chance to do it. The good thing is, because it's an electric kit, she can put her headphones on and play some drums. That reminds me, actually, I'm going to see if my sister is busy when I go to the premiere next month for this movie, the Fanny band that have this movie next month. That's something I've got to remember to do, to send her a message to see, because it would be better if I could maybe take some pictures, but also then she could hold my phone and take some pictures. So we will see. But if she can't make it, which, she is really busy, obviously, with my nephew, so I'm not sure she'll be able to. But we will see. That's just, thank you for that, Jill, for reminding me. I really need to organise myself. I've been ridiculously busy at the moment with organising this, that, and the other for the future, and just keeping up with all the messages. So I've got to make a mental note to do that before. I know what will happen. I'll be getting ready for it, and I'll be thinking, oh, I should have asked my sister if she could come down and join me. But anyway, thank you for that, Jill. I'll try and do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so a good day to contact somebody. Hopefully she won't be as busy, but thank you for that, Jill. I'll ask her about drums as well. Just going to scroll up because Charles has donated £6.95. Thank you for that, Charles. And the message is, thanks for making a great place for kind folks. Love your music. I used to produce metal fests back in the 90s. I appreciate your commitment to honesty and openness. Refreshing. So thank you for that, Charles. And yes, Download Festival. I'm not sure if you're in the UK or if in the USA, but certainly Download Festival is one of those that I have been to in the past. I don't have time to hit the festivals nowadays because I'm busy every day on YouTube and answering messages, all that kind of stuff. But certainly Download Festival was one of those that I've been to in the past. And I think once I saw Whitesnake, Def Leppard, Slipknot were there as well. Trying to think, Journey. I'm trying to remember. It was like all like bands that I'm into. Slipknot is probably a bit too heavy for me, but our bassist really liked Slipknot, so we checked them out. But there were just lots of bands that I was really into. Maybe Winger. I'm not sure if Winger made it onto the bill. But I know that Def Leppard were headlining on the Sunday, so that was just amazing and just a fantastic lineup. And we lucked out because they were all on the main stage. I think Slipknot were actually on another stage, but we did manage to get the timings right in order to catch them at different times. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, Download Festival is one of those that if you are here in the UK and you get a chance to check that out, you usually get a really cool lineup and you get so much bang for your buck, because if you want to, you can just not go to every day, but if all of your bands are on a particular day, then you can just get a ticket for that one day and just kind of max it out, just watch your favorite bands for that one particular day. But anyway, thank you, Charles, for that donation. And just quickly, Plainsight donated £5 in the super chat window. Thank you for that. And it's a straight up donation. And Stan has donated $2 as well and says, hello, Phil and friends. So hello, Stan. Let's see who is in the live chat room. I can see Mario is just about to go through, and Mario is saying hello, Stan. And let's say hello to Stan, but also a big hello to Mario in the house on the Saturday night. during the live streams. Whenever Mario's here, we say a big hello to him. You can see his Maton in the background, his guitar there, the acoustic. And also, if I get rid of the lights goal, but not the lights goal, but the live likes, I can see it's at 279. If you can keep on hitting that thumbs up, be much appreciated. We're aiming for 315 tonight in order to get a pick roulette next week. But let me just remove that. And there you can see right behind the live likes, I'm just removing it again so you can see that that is Mario's guitar there, the Steve Vai gem, and I'll put that back up on screen. But everybody say a big hello to Mario. So I think I saw as well, while I was looking at Mario's name, something about, I'm just going to scroll up on this other screen, because Carla said something about, I think I saw festival, and I'm not sure what that was going to be. It's called Ozfest in the Is. Or maybe that's the USA. So thank you for that. And yeah, Ozfest, which I know of, if that's the equivalent thing in the USA, with lots of very similar bands, kind of hard rock, metal in there, probably heavy metal. So it is. Don't even get me started on last night's video talking about rock and hard rock, because I did Smooth, which is, and a lot of people said, is it number 1 or is it number 2? So Smooth, and it was Santana, by the way, that I was looking at last night. The song Smooth in the Billboard charts, which is the US charts, is ranked as the number 2 rock song. The number 1 rock song of all time in their charts, and the number 2 song in the mainstream charts, like of all genres. So it's number 1 in rock and number 2 in mainstream. So that was just to clear that up, because a lot of people were thinking, or they did say, it's number 2, it's not number 1, but it is number 1 in the rock genre. And this is something that really does put a spotlight on, first of all, people that run charts don't really know music particularly well, because it's more of a business thing. They might not even be musicians, so they think that it's rock. If anything, I mean, at a stretch, I would say that it's Latin rock, but more realistically, I would put it under Latin pop as a genre. If somebody said, what does this represent, I would say that. But it also gives you an idea of how genre is so subjective, because here in the UK I have heard people reporting, and I've even seen it in magazines, saying that One Direction are the biggest rock band that have been in the UK. They are, and for me, I mean, One Direction I don't think they're still going. They're separated or not doing anything at the moment. They've gone in their separate ways and are solo artists now, but when they were around, I would not call One Direction a rock band, because for me, a rock band, first of all, it's got to be rock, the music, but also you've got to be a band, and a band means instruments. So you have a drummer, you have a bassist, you have a guitarist, maybe lead guitarist, and either a lead vocalist or the vocalist is, playing drums, bass, guitar at the same time. But then you might have harmony vocalists who are also playing bass and drums. But that's a rock band to me. That's my definition as a musician, and just how I've listened to music throughout my whole life. That when somebody says band, that's the first thing you see or you think of in your mind's eye. Whereas when you talk about a group, that is a group of people, and it's not really specific as to what they play, if they even play instruments. So I'd say that again, boy band, I know everyone calls them that, and that's probably what people refer to them as in the UK, but they're probably just a boy group, a boy group of singers. And I know that they probably do play instruments, but they don't play instruments all the time live. They might play an acoustic guitar. I know I saw Niall Horan, is that his name? Where he was pretending to play the guitar on stage because it wasn't plugged in, and what he was doing on the guitar didn't match what the backing track was doing. But anyway, it goes to show you the fact that Smooth is the number 1 rock song of all time according to Billboard charts. It gives you an idea of, first of all, the people that might be deciding these things, but also how subjective genre is, and how music is just music, and people only try and put a genre to it after the fact. So it's something to really you know, take with a pinch of salt that, yeah, I think it's been misdiagnosed as the genre. But again, it's just unfortunately something that I thought I'd put into the heading of the video, because it's a talking point and it hopefully puts out there how subjective things are when you're talking about genre, when you're talking about best songs of all time. It's so subjective. And yeah, I mean, it's a great song. I think it's so catchy, it makes you want to dance. There's so much great in there that's musically just on a different level, with the feel of it, Santana's lead guitar as well just being great. But when you start talking about the best rock song of all time, I think as soon as you mention rock, you're now bringing bands like Led Zeppelin into the conversation, and bands like Boston, for example, like rock bands, like I would say what people would properly class as rock and hard rock, and having proper lead guitar in there, and, you know, C5s in the lead vocal and all that kind of stuff, male tenor range, belting and chest voice, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the hard rock, I would say, rock, I think a lot of people consider hard rock as rock. Again, subjective. But anyway, I said don't get me started, because I could talk about that for another couple of hours. But let's not get a little bit too sidetracked, because Stan and Linda Z as well, thank you for that. The $5 donation, the message is, I think you missed my PayPal donation 3 hours ago. I'm visiting my son Tim at college for his birthday. A shout out to Tim would really make the day. So thank you for that, Linda Z, and a big shout out to Tim at college. I hope you have a fantastic birthday and just a fantastic day and evening, whatever the time is where you are. Probably most likely afternoon or early evening over in the USA. But congratulations, Tim, on having a birthday today. Hope you have a fantastic day. And I'm just going to scroll up in the PayPal window just to make sure that I haven't missed anything out. But Kevin has donated £1 as well, and the message is thank you for that, Kevin. The message is happy 83rd birthday to Christopher Lloyd, aka Doc Brown. And I've been talking on Instagram, I get messages on Instagram, and I've been talking on Instagram about Back to the Future today. It gives you an idea of what I talk about. But yes, Back to the Future, certainly one of my most favourite movie franchises. And just scrolling up, because Cindy has donated £6.95 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, hello Phil and fellow wingers. I have just tuned in at 7:45 East Coast USA, and you are totally rocking a leather jacket. It suits you well. You are a rock star in my book. Love the look. So thank you for that, Cindy. And yeah, it's quite good. It's a quite good fit, and it's warm, which is definitely important for the UK. Right, I'm going to try and let's get to the bottom of this investigation to see what's happened to Linda Z's donation. Let's have a little scroll down and see if there's any that I haven't addressed. So, okay, it was apparently 3 hours ago. Ooh, this is maths, so it means it must have been maybe 9. Let me click on that. Was Vince, who I addressed first of all, and then Steve, and then Carla. Okay, I'm going to go before Vince, see if it came in before then. It wasn't before Vince, and then going down, and it wasn't before then either. Okay, so it's not shown up yet in my emails, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But Linda Z, thank you for the donation in the PayPal window. Let me know if there is any problem going through PayPal, if you have sent that through and it's been taken and it hasn't shown up in my PayPal window. I'm not sure why that is, so we will get to the bottom of it, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But thank you, Linda Z, for that. It might be the case that it takes a little bit of time to come through, in which case I will let you know if it happens on the live stream. If it doesn't, then I'll let you know in an email. But thank you, Linda Z, for that donation. And we are really going to have to move on with the live stream. It's almost 1 a.m. Keep on hitting that like button if you can. By the way, the vote for tonight's cover video is Behind Blue Eyes. So that's what we're going to jump into literally now, because we're still going to get through the pick roulette as well for tonight, and I want to make sure that we don't be too late with finishing tonight, because there's lots of stuff that I still need to do with messages and all that kind of thing over on Facebook and Instagram. But let me just jump into the cover for tonight. What did I just say it was? Behind Blue Eyes. So that's what. Thank you guys, by the way, for requesting this over on Patreon with Parisian Walkways, so you guys have at least something to vote on. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, my version of the Who classic, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. What it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain or woe can show through. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. That was my cover of that Who classic, and you might notice that in the original Behind Blue Eyes, of course, there's the middle 8 section, which is a bit different. I just put a solo in the part of that because I wanted to try and keep the same feel throughout the whole cover. That was my aim for that particular version, or at least my version of that song. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for voting for it. So let's jump into the PayPal window, because there's been a donation in there from Mario, who has donated £150. Thank you so much for that, Mario. Very kind donation. And the message is: hello Phil, hello wingers, running a bit late tonight, but finally got here with a smiley face. So we all know that Mario is in the house, and all you guys, I'm sure, have said hello to Mario. And just Jill has popped in there with a £3.48 donation. Thank you for that, Jill. And the message is: that's like Jethro Tull winning Best Hard Rock / Metal Performance Grammy in 1989. Jethro Tull beat out Metallica. It just goes to show how most music critics don't know much about anything. So thank you for that, Jill. And you'll see these kind of examples all over the place with like lists of the top 100 guitarists of all time and that kind of stuff. It's so subjective that some people that maybe don't play guitar are then choosing, and then of course all the guitarists say, why the hell isn't this person in there or that person in there, and why is this person in there and that person not in there? And it's just never ending. But anyway, thank you for that, Jill. And Sue has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is: loved the smooth analysis. So thank you for that, Sue, and for watching in the first place, along with all of you guys joining me on the live stream. Thank you for tuning in to this, but also watching the videos on the channel and commenting as well. Laura has donated £6.95. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is: Phil, you should put your old jacket on the roulette wheel. Doesn't matter if it's falling apart. So it's an absolute nightmare. I mean, actually, I think I might have thrown it away because it was such a nightmare. Because in my wardrobe, the bits of plastic were falling off in tiny bits. So it meant that I had to hoover up from the bottom of my wardrobe all these little bits of black plastic. And it was a nightmare. I think I probably just chucked it in the bin, because keeping it meant wherever I kept it, it was dropping these bits of plastic everywhere. So I don't think I actually have it anymore. So I don't think anybody would want it anyway because it's falling apart. But thank you for that. And Karen has donated £3.48. Thank you, Karen, for that. Again, the message is: hi Phil, you looked excited when you spoke about wrestling. The first main event I saw was the Ultimate Warrior versus The Undertaker. I sat where the wrestlers entered / exited. I'd put my hand out, and let's say that if it wasn't for the guardrail, the Warrior would have knocked me down. Smiling feels great, with a smiley face. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, it must have been cool to actually attend an event. I'm sure my head would have exploded as a kid to see Ultimate Warrior in real life. And as you grow older, of course, getting into sport and exercise science, you then realize the amount of energy that these guys put into not only their performances but working out between their matches in the gym, and obviously having to take a little bit of performance enhancers to get to that kind of size, which is all, I mean, it's always a bit of a lottery when you start doing performance enhancing drugs such as steroids. Growth hormone tends to be something that I think people use nowadays, thinking it's a little bit more of a safer alternative. But I think, I mean, I'm one of those guys that when I work out, I just have protein powder. I have a protein powder supplement. That's all I have. I'm very much just natural and just upping my protein intake. I'm not going to take anything that's going to potentially push my body beyond its natural levels. I think that when I push myself in training, I get to a point where I'm happy with the result and I don't really see the need to get any bigger. My natural ceiling for size and leanness and just overall muscularity, I'm fine with. I don't feel like I want to get really big. But I know that, yeah, some guys just are really into being really big, and that's just up to them. Everyone's, you know, got their own life and they can do whatever they want. Some guys just want to get absolutely huge and ripped as well. But I'm very much just fine to be athletic. I think if I could just be good at running and good at maybe playing soccer and certainly working on training, resistance training, it all helps to improve your performance in sports. So yeah, I'm quite happy just keeping it at that. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And I'm just going to jump into, let's do the pictures quickly, because then we'll jump into the pick roulette, because we haven't got too much time left. Let me get the background up on screen, because I'm going to a different place on my screen to find this. I think we've just got a couple of pictures which are both from Suzanne, I do believe. And first of all, we've got Suzanne here showing off her Wings of Pegasus mask, her tumbler, and also the Wings of Pegasus bleached t-shirt. And that is from Carla. If you guys want to get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus bleached t-shirt, then you can do. And to get the signed one, you can only win that in the pick roulette, but you can get the standard one from Carla. And if you email many moons ago in 1965 at yahoo.com, I think that is Carla's email address, and I always try and remember it, but I'm pretty sure that is it. But thank you, Suzanne, for that. And also just a close-up on the mask and the t-shirt as well, because Suzanne uploaded this picture as well. Thank you, Vince, for linking me to these pictures so I could grab them. If you guys want to upload any of your merchandise pics of you modeling them, or just pictures of the merchandise itself, then you can upload it to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook that I mentioned earlier, where there is an after party after this live stream. So make sure that you jump over there if you want to continue on the conversation with everybody in the live chat room. And that is something that happens after all the live streams, but over on Facebook. So you have to just jump platform in order to be involved with that. So let's jump into tonight's pick roulette. I haven't got a top tip, so this is something that I'm going to have to randomly pick out. Or I tell you what, somebody write, if you want to be the top tip, write it now in the live chat room, and then I might be able to see it before we get to the spinning after we've shuffled the names for the pick roulette. So let's jump into it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock. So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen. There we have it. And I'm looking down my list at the chat room, and it looks like Jennifer says, pick me, Phil. So Jennifer's son is our top tip for tonight. And let's see if we can see Jennifer's name on there. I'm trying to spot it, but there we go. And it's just about to go through. So there is Jennifer's name. And if you haven't seen this before, the t-shirts here are marked by the hearts. So if we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette like we did on Tuesday. But we've never done one on a Saturday before. Maybe this will be the first time. So let's give the names a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We've got a bit of grouping on the t-shirts going on. Let's give it a spin and see who is going to win. Jennifer, the top tip tonight. We've been quite close on a couple of occasions with other names, but we'll see if we can actually get it right tonight. So it is slowing down. Let's see if we can make out any of the names. We've got Linda Z just going through there. The t-shirts. Oh, there's a chance we can land on a t-shirt here. It's going through. Oh, it's just going to stop, I think. Or is it going to keep on going? We might be having a t-shirt roulette. Is it? And it is! We're going to be having a t-shirt roulette, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me close that, because we need a winner for our pick roulette in order to give the pick away to somebody. So let's have another shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's give it a spin again and see who's going to win. By the way, the top tip is still Jennifer for this one. So that is one t-shirt. So stay tuned, because we are going to have a t-shirt roulette as well. So if you are entered into the t-shirt roulette, you might be going away with a signed t-shirt, the custom bleached t-shirt. And I mean, the t-shirts are coming around again. We could just have loads of t-shirts being sent out to all of you guys in the live chat room. It's got a double chance, or is it going to get as far as Maria? We're just going past the t-shirts. There it is. Or it might be Corey. And it is Corey who is the winner of the pick roulette tonight. So congratulations, Corey. Let me just move that over to the side. Then I have to remember to move it back for the t-shirt roulette. But that is the winner for tonight. Commiserations to Jennifer and all you other guys in the live chat room. If you could let yourself be known, Corey, to Carla in the live chat room, that would be much appreciated so that she can start getting all your details to send you the signed Wings of Pegasus pick. So now what I'm going to have to do is something very fancy, because I've got to get rid of the roulette for the t-shirt, which should be that, and now I have to click on the t-shirt wheel, which should be this one, and I know it's correct because it actually has the t-shirt, the signed t-shirt in the middle of it. So let's get this wheel back up on your screen so you can see it. There it is. And let's give this a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's give it a spin and see who is going to win the signed Wings of Pegasus custom-made t-shirt. It's spinning around. And just so you know, there's exactly 99 entries on this particular wheel. So it's... Ooh, and it almost got stuck there. It was thinking about what it was going to do. So we are slowing down. Let's see some names going through. We've got Rich going through there, Rebecca, Denise, Howard, Stan, Mary, Tina, Patrick, Squeaky79, Lois. Is it going to get as far as Lois, or is it going to get as far as Steve? It might be Steve, and it is Wang Fuzi. Congratulations. And that is Steve. The alias is Wang Fuzi. So congratulations to Steve. You've won yourself a Wings of Pegasus signed t-shirt, custom made, and Carla can get that sent off to you. And with the custom made t-shirts, obviously because it's a bigger package, that's something that Carla will organize with you for the postage, and I think the postage is going to be something that Steve, you'll have to cover for that, unless you don't want the t-shirt, which is absolutely fine, but it shouldn't be too much at all. But thank you for entering, everybody, but commiserations to everybody apart from Steve, who is the winner tonight. So if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, then she can organize everything with you in order to get that sent off to you. And that is not only the pick roulette for tonight, but the t-shirt roulette tonight. So thank you everybody for entering. And you can now type, actually you could have actually typed it ages ago. We got to 358 likes while I've been talking, which means that we have passed our 315 that we were aiming for. So if you want to type I agree and tag Carla Murray in the live chat room, then you can get your name on next week's pick roulette wheel, which means you can either win a signed pick, of which I don't have one. I'm going to have to stretch over here to try and grab it out of my guitar. There it is. So this is the pick, and it's signed on one side, and it's got the logo on that side. So that's the pick roulette, but also the t-shirt roulette, you can have a chance of winning that. If you want to double your chances of winning, make sure you tune in on Tuesdays as well, because if we hit the targets then on the like goal, then we're going to have a same pick roulette on a Tuesday, and if we land on a t-shirt, we have the t-shirt roulette as well. And we're going to be having a t-shirt roulette on Tuesday. So like I said, tune in, and I'm sure you guys can see what's going on in the live chat room, but I'm just going to type in @Carla and then click on Carla Murray's name and then type I agree, just to give you guys an example of how to get your name on the wheel, because that's what you need to do. Just type that in. You'll be able to see them all going through at the moment in that live chat room. And it's 16 minutes past 1, but I want to give you guys time to type I agree to get your names on the wheel. We've probably got maybe 4 minutes. We usually end at 1:15, but we're past that, so we'll probably end at 20 past, so maybe 4 minutes left of the live stream. Really the last call to get your names in there in the live chat room. Oh, and by the way, thank you Patrick for that donation of $5, and the message from Patrick in the super chat window was happy birthday to my angel of a wife, Pamela Blum, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Patrick. I think I said smiley face there. So I don't know, maybe my brain was taking the BL of the Blum and put it into Flace. But anyway, congratulations to Pamela, and thank you, Patrick, for that donation. But I hope, Pamela, you have a fantastic birthday and just a great day in general. And let me just move on to the Patreon page to see what we've had requested over there, just to give you guys a little bit of time to type I agree in the live chat room. Let's see, we've got a Paris Nord, Bev requested that, Karen requested Haunted. I'm thinking about potentially playing a song. I think there's a few requests for a Phil tune, but let's have a little look down the list. Guffest Phil tune. I might play a song, or a Paris Nord requested again. That's Deborah. So I've got to make a decision whether it's going to be a song or it's going to be a Phil tune. I'm not sure. I'll tell you what, I'm going to flip my pick. So it's going to be the autograph side for a Phil tune and the Wings of Pegasus logo for... it slipped through my fingers because it's so thin. But it's landed on, you're going to have to say a word for it, it's landed on the Wings of Pegasus logo, which... Did I say that was a song? I've forgotten already. So, which song did we have? I remember saying Haunted. So let's have a listen to Haunted. And last chance to type I agree. And I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Rain falls outside my
And there we have it. That was my song called Haunted. You can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And there's also merchandise over there from Carla. There's guitar picks, necklaces, earrings, if you want earrings as well. I'll put that website up on screen, but it's pretty self-explanatory. wingsofpegasus.com. Head over there, and if you want any merchandise, you can also grab it on YouTube in the tray underneath this video or in the link in the description below. So we're going to be calling it a day now. Thank you everyone for joining me on this live stream. I was going to mention something, and it is about the after party over on Facebook. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream, but just in case you are now wanting to jump over to Facebook, that's the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and you can join in the after party as soon as this live stream finishes here. But thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for the very kind donations tonight as well, and the donations in the past that have allowed me to get this leather jacket that I have been modelling throughout this whole live stream. But thank you for all of your support, and a huge shout out to not only the moderators for doing such a great job tonight and all of the nights on the live streams, but also the patrons' names and just everybody who supports me over at patreon.com. It is much appreciated. Thank you guys for being the foundation of everything that I do, and these people really do allow me to do everything that I'm able to on the channel with the analysis videos and these live streams and everything. If you want to get involved on Patreon yourself, then that is the site there, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, and that's where all of these amazing people hang out at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to get your name on the live streams, then you can do by joining in over there. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow night for another analysis video, and live on Tuesday night. So make sure you tune in then to double your chances of winning that signed Wings of Pegasus pick or a t-shirt if we do land on it. We are going to be spinning for a t-shirt on Tuesday. So if you're on that wheel, it could be your lucky night. Stay safe, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. I'll catch up with you guys with tomorrow's analysis video. I'll be in the comments section in that video or on that video, and like I said, I'll be live on Tuesday. Stay safe with your masks and everything that's going on, whatever your government suggests that you do, and getting your vaccines, all that kind of stuff. But just stay as safe as possible, and I'll catch up with you guys next time, and have a fantastic weekend. Catch you later. Rock.